Hey, how's everybody doing? Let's see what's going on. Hey, Blue Oval. Joe, you made it. Did you get the notification? I was just watching your Lightning McQueen part 2 video. Although I'll be honest, I didn't finish part 1. I got to go back and see what was happening in part 1. So. Hey, Rob. Hey, Mark. Hey, Snuggy. Hey, Gary. Hey, Douglas. You didn't get a notification. I don't know, man. Yeah, these setup blocks are a little hard to come by nowadays. I'm glad I picked these up from Viper. I got one in 012 and 014, which works out well for my track because most of my track is 012, but I have a few high sections that are closer to 014. And I was actually working on this Ghost Cat. I rebuilt this Ghost Cat car and I got this thing running pretty good. This thing sits low though, man. I gotta say, this thing is like stuck to the track. I might actually even race this car. I gotta see. But at at 012, that thing is pretty darn close to the rails. It's a little bit low in the rear, so you can see by the marks on the back of those traction magnets. I might have to go, at least on my track, even at 014, it's pretty low. Well, 014 is a higher rail, so it is going to be, it's definitely touching there. You can see that. This has regular rails in it, so the car sticks. You know, the magnets of the stock car stick to the rails just like they would the track. If that's what you mean. Anyway, maybe I'll do a video on this Ghost Cat at a later date, but that's really not why we're here. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Other than to say I rebuilt it. I redid the brushes. I got them installed correctly this time in the springs. And it's running pretty good. It's hitting like a 415 or so on the dyno. So a lot better than it was. Pretty fast around the track. Not as fast as my fastest cars, but man, like I said, it's stuck like glue to the track. It definitely handles pretty darn good. No, I mean, I ordered these well after I had my track, but Viper used to sell these in different heights. So you could get it, I think, all the way down to 0.010 and all the way up to, I forget how high, maybe 16 or something like that. I chose these two heights because, like I said, my track is mostly 012 and I have a few 014s. I think I got this one first and then I picked up this one when they got them back in stock. They are, Larry. Yeah. So I really wanted, I already opened this just to look at it, but I really wanted this. A couple of people have commented on this on my channel before about this brush radius tool. So I finally got around. I got to admit, ordering from Scale Engineering is not, you can't just put stuff in a cart and pay, with like PayPal and then you're done. You have to send them an email and put the part number and the cost. They'll let you know if it's in stock. Then they'll send you an invoice. Then you can pay by PayPal if you want. And I don't know. I'm lazy, I guess, in a way with certain things. It's a bit of a inconvenience to me. So I've shied away from ordering stuff from them before because I couldn't just do it all online. But I broke down and reached out to them, and they had this part. And I went ahead and just for the heck of it, I ordered their N-Bell tool and their chassis spreading tool, even though I already have one. I don't even remember where I got these. I think I got these might have gotten these from Wizard, although Wizard sells a blue looking one just like this now. I don't even remember where I got these white ones from, to be honest with you. But Viper, for the longest time, never had their tool in stock. And any of the other suppliers I used to buy from early on didn't have them. And then somebody had this, so I ordered it. And it works fine. But it's not as cool looking as this gnarled metal looking one. So let's open this. Oh, dang it, it's sealed. I need a scissor. I thought Viper had gotten them back in stock for a while. I don't know if they still have them or not. I did get me a new little pocket knife, but I don't know if am I allowed to show pocket knives on my channel if I said it's not for kids? I don't want to get in trouble by the YouTube police. Or I'd show you guys that little knife. It's definitely shorter than this tool, but it feels good in the hand. Works fine. Let me open up this little guy here too, see how this looks. Oh, it's pretty light actually. This thing's held up pretty well considering it's just a piece of plastic. I like the blue aluminum. This was only eight bucks. This was a little more pricey at like 14 bucks, and I don't even want to tell you how much I paid for this little brush radius tool. This was 30 bucks. Yeah, let me clean up a little bit of this mess here and throw out some of this stuff. So these are my new little tools from Scale Engineering. Those are all currently available. So the reason I was excited to get this is I'm hoping this is going to help me get a little more consistent builds from my Viper N-Bell cars, because they're a little what's the word? Not consistent, at least for me. Some of them run pretty good as far as, like let's say I'm building a hot stock arm, 5.8 ohm. Those cars should, like a car with that armature should hit the fours easily on my dyno at 18 volts. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they only hit like 340, 350. So I'm hoping this tool might help improve that. And one of the reasons I like I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if I can get this to focus, but the Wizard Fusion cars, the end bell already comes broken in. The brushes have an arc in it to conform to the armature, to the COM, and this is set at 20 degrees advanced. I don't know if that'll focus that close. I don't know if you guys can make out that those brushes have an arc in them. Well, that's what this tool's going to do. So if we look at a Viper end bell, a new Viper end bell, you can see that those brushes are completely flat. There's no curve in them. There's no advanced timing. They sit right on top of each other, which is fine because with the Viper, I mean, I do have that other tool that I got from J Products that can help me tweak if I want to advance the timing. But you can also just, push the timing bracket down and give yourself advanced timing on a Viper. So I'm not as concerned about the advanced timing as I am the brushes sitting well on the COM and the tension of the brush arms. So, the way this tool is designed, you can use it one of two ways. Huh. You know what? I don't think this tool fits in a Viper. That's disappointing. This thing doesn't fit a new Viper arm. I guess it's a good thing I still have this tool. How can that be? They look exactly the same. These are a little thicker though. These posts, I wonder. Oh, it is. It's the thickness of the post is hitting the slot. So, word of caution, this doesn't work well on the version 4 Viper. I wonder if it works on the older Viper end bells. It does fit inside of the. It fits inside the older. Fits inside the older Viper end bell. Oh, I guess I just had to force it in a little bit. It is a little tight though. The version 4 I'll stick with my old tool. So the way this tool works, there's two ways you could use it. You can use it by hand and put it in and spin it this way. But really what it's designed for is to be installed in the chassis. So you can get the line of, the center line of the arm. It basically acts like an armature. It's the same size as an armature. So you would really want to run this end bell tool, this radius tool, in the chassis that you're going to put that end bell in, I guess, to get the most exact radius down for that chassis. But what you can do is put a bushing on, put a pinion gear on, put your timing bracket on this. Well, I guess we could put that on after. Open this up and install the tool. So now that little file part, the brush sits on that. And you can go ahead and install this like as if it was an armature. Make sure you're at neutral timing, and then get yourself a rear end. Take the pin out, and then you can literally just push this back and forth, and it will actually spin that. That will simulate the armature line, and it'll arc those brushes. I'm not really sure. It doesn't say how much you're supposed to go, so I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see it putting an arc in the brushes. This tool can be used on a Viper, on a Super G Plus, on a BSRT G3. I don't know about a Fusion. I mean, like I said, the Fusion, you wouldn't really need this on the Fusion because their end bells already come pre-broken in. So, yeah, basically Super G Plus, a Viper, BSRT. Probably almost any car that has an end bell in it. All right, that looks, I'm gonna go ahead and take this apart so we could look at the brushes. Yes, John, it's to radius the brushes. That's exactly what this tool is. It's a radius. Let me see if I still have the. It's a Scale Engineering BRT-1 motor brush radius tool. And that's their website, scaleengineering.com. I don't know if you guys could see that, but you can see now those brushes have a curved radius to them. Let me see how they look under the. Oh yeah, look at that. There's still a little bit to go. I can see the center of the brush is not completely arced out yet, but it's very close. Yeah, this basically does the job of having to let the car sit and run for an hour or hours to break in. I'm going to do it a little bit more. One question I do have is, how long does this tool last? Like how many brushes can I break in before the filing wears down on the. I didn't think to ask that. It doesn't really say. Hopefully it lasts a good while. I mean, the brush material is much softer than the file is, so. Or you could spin it with your hand as well. Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. You could definitely see. I don't know if I can get extra light in there. See, that tool is. It's hard to focus on. You can kind of see the brush wrapped around that, what simulates the size of the COM. Yeah, it is a diamond file. I can just clearly see a black mark. I wonder if there's a way, I guess I could try and clean the material off it. Oh yeah, it's coming off right on my finger, so I guess it will clean off. Yeah, I cleaned it. Hey, SBS. I don't know about that, Gary. I think my camera works horrible. Unless you were being facetious. I try. My damn phone sometimes it's a pain to get it to focus. I like that. That definitely, that's definitely got a nice arc to it now. So what I was thinking of doing was taking one of my cars, like this modified is not running as fast as I would like it to. or any of these cars really. Even this hot stock car is only running in the like 350s. I'd like to try and see if it improves the performance by arcing those brushes. So if you guys are down for that, that's what I was gonna play around with next. Or I could just take this end bell that I just did and put it in that car and see if it improves it. I have put the pickup springs in, and they definitely do make a difference. But it's a pain in the butt, and I don't know, I would worry about them coming out. But I guess they wouldn't once the car is all assembled. All right. Yeah, it looks like there's still a tiny. I don't think you're gonna be able to see that, but there's a tiny little burr in the center of that. I can't get this thing to focus. Trying to use my flashlight to. It focused for a second there. It's not completely smooth at the center of that brush yet, but it's definitely getting there. It's definitely better than it was when it was new. Hey, told you. Hey, SBS. All right, we could do that. So this car, which is one I built